All right, it's 10 o'clock. Got out of bed a little bit later than I wanted to. Leaving to go to Fort Collins at noon. So I'm going to go for a run right now. Mars. Go for a run, bust that out real quick, come back, take a really quick shower, and then try to get as much done on this lumbar as I can. I really would love to get the lumbar done. Should be doable because I've gotten the hard part, the sagittal plane of the lumbar finished. So yeah, let's go run. Fuck. I just ran a 740 mile, which is not that fast. Oh, but I'm so fucking burnt right now. Oh, goddamn. I was gonna run my normal loop, but then Fire and Flames came on. I just took off. Started like a 5:30 pace. That's probably why I'm so exhausted right now. I finished at like an 8-minute pace. Oh, shit. I don't know if it's a runner's high or migraine symptoms, but I feel like I'm floating in water right now. It's probably a runner's high. That was a pretty intense run. Just took a shower, putting on my fancy shoes. My parents were very adamant that I look at least a little bit nice for my sister's graduation. Do you know how sexy I am? I look great everywhere I go. I do like these shoes though. I took these shoes. These shoes have been to 3 different continents. These are my shoes I took to go out, and I've gotten in a couple fist fights in them too. So they got all grunged up on the front, but they got a lot of character, so. What's going on in there? Oh man, my lungs. Whew, that run really burned them up. And then it's the only thing I don't like about smoking bud is it's the only thing I prefer like a vape over is that those combustion products go in your lungs. And I think it's not that good. I don't think it's that good. And I think running in the cold, running really hard in the cold this morning, kind of tore them up. This done, so if you look right here, I know you can't really tell, and I don't really have a whole lot of time to show you guys, but this right here is going to be that new joint, so I'm working on it. This stuff goes really slow. I thought I was going to be done with both of them, but it just, you got to figure it out. I had to redo this a couple times, but about to get the joint for this turning motion right here. So that's coming, but right now, I got to go to Fort Collins. My sister's going to graduate. I'm going that way later. Golden Arches.
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Can I do a cheeseburger and a hot and spicy
Anything else?
chicken off the $1 menu? Nope, that's it.
That's gonna be $2.16.
In and out, 2 minutes, costs $2. Gotta love McDonald's, right? Fuck. I don't eat here very often, but when I do, I highly enjoy it. Oh yeah. It's like the original. You ever seen The Founders? It's a great movie, you should watch it. Perfect. Getting out of Denver is impossible. Ew, look at the nasty power plant. Man, I tell you, McDonald's is a wonderful thing. People love to hate on McDonald's. And you shouldn't eat it every day. 100% you shouldn't eat every day. Probably shouldn't eat every week. Maybe once a month. A couple times a year, probably good. But it's like the American dream realized. I love it. Again, if you haven't watched The Founder, you should go watch it. It is a fantastic movie. It's a great movie. Look at that truck. That thing is ridiculous. What a fucking beastly thing. I see this shit. You see this kind of shit when you go up to Fort Collins. That's a lifted dually with bigger wheels on it. Hi, Cash. Hi. Hi, guys. Hi. Hi, Cash. Hi. Look at those fake eyelashes. I almost didn't even wear any of these. I almost wore... She's putting on fake eyelashes.
Hang on. Hi. Is this what you're wearing?
Let's go, guys.
I'm ready. Here in Wyoming. Bumfuck Wyoming. Really anywhere in Wyoming is bumfuck Wyoming. If you live in Wyoming, sorry. Don't live in Wyoming. Don't know what to tell you. you know, I'm having thoughts here. You know, the drive down here, I was like, for starters, I should have brought my laptop if I was gonna come down here, because I have time to kill now, because I'm with my family and they had to get down here early, you know, and do this, and then it's gonna be 4 o'clock, and then I won't be able to get back home because the traffic will be shit. You know, so, you know, what I was thinking is, I'm very happy my sister is graduating. Very happy. I'm very proud of her. And I'm glad I'm here, I guess, to get to see it. But what I'm starting to realize is, you know, thinking about what I'm doing and thinking about people who change the world, there's only a certain number of hours in the day, in your life, really. And I'm starting to realize yes, it requires more sacrifice, but I'm starting to feel that, like, I'm drawn to my work so much that I don't want to do other things. Like, I'm glad I'm coming down here. I'm glad I'm going to see my sister graduate. But as I was on the way down here, I was realizing, like, there's only so much time to do things. And certain things, like maybe a graduation ceremony, maybe not the most important thing to go see. Yes, like I said, I'm not saying I'm not happy that my sister's graduating. Like I said, I'm very proud of her, but there's a lot of stuff I need to be working on right now. I need to be working on this exoskeleton. I want to get the thing designed so I can get it built, so I can get it. I'm running out of time, you know. My parents, I'm living with them right now. They're helping support me. You know, and that's not gonna last forever. That looked like an interesting room. I want to see what that is. Biohazard. Anyway, but you know, there's only so much time for things, and you know, I think I'm gonna have to start becoming more choosy with my time, because I really don't have time just to give away. Right now, time is my only asset. I don't have money. I don't have really much of anything. The only thing I have is my time. So it's good perspective. It's good perspective to come down here and see that, you know? So maybe that's what I'm learning from coming down here and doing this. But I think most people that change the world, they sacrifice things to do it. And I think that's just the name of the game. Copper pipe. It's got crystals on it, man. They're healing crystals. This art kind of sucks. Don't tell anyone I said that. It is helping my headache, though. Not being laser focused is helped my headache a little bit. And I'm gonna get to see my sister graduate, and I am proud of her, so it'll be neat. On the drive up here, all I could think was, like, of the work I needed to be doing right now, and I couldn't do. I really am an obsessed person. That's what I'm starting to realize about myself. And, you know, it's not for everyone, but I enjoy it. And I think it's what's gonna help me be successful. I think it's the reason I am gonna be successful. It's because of that crazy, insane, obsessive devotion to what I'm doing. How else has the world changed without that? I don't think it is. I don't think it is changed without that. Oh, look at that. This superficial muscle comes off so you can see deep. So many people in there studying. Look at them all. It's a nice building. There is a certain magicalness, certain magic to walking around a college campus. I don't know what that is. There's something about being on a school where people are just there to learn. And there's a lot of problems with the school systems, you know. Are they really teaching you that well? Are they incentivizing the right things? Maybe they're there to change the world. Maybe not. I'm sure they're there to learn. I mean, it's hard to go to school and not learn something, you know? And there is something magic about that, and it's fun. I mean, if you've ever been to college, it is a hoot, generally. Maybe not for everyone. It was for me, but... Wyoming. The clay Pathfinder building. Hey, look, it's Dad. You think he's gonna jump out of the camera and be weird?
Thanks.
That's not Bailey. There she is.
You look really pretty. Thank you.
It's a very pretty modern building. I like all the glass. That's a nice, like, glass like that. It makes me happy. Shit that costs money. It's nice. Exam lab. Let's go look upstairs. It's a badass sliding door design right there. I think it's safe to say that I'm getting a pretty comprehensive tour of Larimer Community College of wherever I am. I'm in the IT closet. Look at all these Ethernet cables. They're only using like a few of the inputs too. Good cable management right there. Boy, that is really loud. That's got to be highly inefficient. All right, I'll rejoin the graduation party. Back at the exam lab. Can't get away from that place.
He's going to put that on his wall because he does that.
Kelly, if you were gonna give a speech, what would you say? I'm taking all the photos of this event. I think I just became the unofficial photographer of this event. This is how I felt when Bailey was up there. The infused water. Apparently this infused water costs $200. Seems a bit steep to me. Let's try the strawberry. Is it worth $200? All right, Bailey's graduated. Congratulations, Bailey. Decided to step out. Can only listen to so many people I don't know or I've never met before getting awards for stuff that I don't understand what they're getting awarded for. So I got Elon Musk's Audible book, so I'm gonna sit out here and listen to it until they wrap up in there. You guys proud of your daughter?
Absolutely.
So proud.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more proud. All right.
You proud of your girlfriend, Connor?
I am.
Yeah, you all happy?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
What is up? It's much later in the day. I am back. I've been back for a while, actually. I've been working. And check this out. This is my YouTube rankings for the last 90 days. And I was looking at this right here. This is a really exceptionally well done trend line right here. So these are each represent 3 different videos. This is how this works if you don't have a YouTube channel. But I was looking at this. I believe these ones are anomalies. These ones over here. Well, if we take these to assume anomalies, this is my podcast with Alan, and this right here. That was a weird video. I'm surprised that's even on there. But anyway, these videos right here, if we assume these to be anomalies, and we kind of look at this trend as going like this, and then we assume it's a logarithmic, I bet we'll I'll probably go up by, I'm looking as a log. It's weird, it almost projects out to here though, the line does. And if you're taking it as a log, it would be almost out here, which doesn't really make a lot of sense. I don't know. I was thinking when I first looked at it, I was thinking I was going to double in viewers by the end of the month. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm not so sure. We would expect to see a little bit more increase, but that line looks like about a 20% increase to me. So especially we took that as a line, some kind of trend line going to there. I don't know. This is when I started, this right here is when I started the vlog. So, up like that. Anyway. I'm on my screencast, also trying to be on Fusion, so last time it was buggy, so we'll see if it works this time. But I was trying to point the camera at it, it just wouldn't work. Here's what I've done today, guys. It's looking better. It's looking better. Don't mind my giant cock in there. It's kind of neat because now this slides, so you can see that. Here's that moving right there, that moving right there, and then now we have this moving here and here, which is this way and this way, this way and this way, this way and this way. The ones we have to add now are forward and backwards, which I have them on here. I just don't have them on yet, but it's pretty neat, huh? So you can imagine that'll give me quite a bit of motion this way. I can spin all the way out to here, which is pretty far. Might be further than I need even. And then here. You may actually want it to lower the movement a little bit, so stop your movement so that you don't accidentally torque with a lot of weight on you or something and hurt your back. I actually think it might be better to have less movement than that, so I'm going to make it even a little bit less on the next one, but we'll see. So I'm going to do another attempt over this one for a couple of reasons. If we go here, so this will be where the other joint is, and I haven't drawn it yet, but there'll be another one right here where this cursor is. That's going to allow you to lean forward and lean back right there. But if you look at this, right here, you'll see that this is really up inside my pelvis right there, like the upper part of my pelvis, and there's like my hip bone right there. So really, I'm trying to move at a spot where I can't move. This really needs to be, the axis really needs to be essentially where I put this. And the same thing is true up here. My rib cage extends down to right about there. Your rib cage kind of gradually comes off in its flexibility, but I would say right about there is where it really starts to kind of get solid. So really the joint needs to be down in here almost, or definitely can't be up here. It might be able to be, I mean, it could probably be okay being there. It's the top part. Actually, they probably, no, that's actually right there. So right about there. So really what I did is right about there and right about there. Right where I mounted these two is where I actually need to have the rotational spot. It might be possible to put those there. If that is what the case is going to be, then I need to rethink how I'm going to do this. Or if I have it going down, which was my initial thought, I'm going to have to redo this. So I'm going to have to do an attempt 4, learning from the size. Yeah, I don't know. I can make this smaller. That might be a practical way to do it. This is where it bolts on, by the way. So it's going to, I've only put one of these on here, and I really should have put the other one on, but this is how these are going to go together. So this one right here, literally this piece right here and this piece right here are going to weld together, and those are going to form a piece, and then these two are going to get bolted on with all this. So this gets bolted together here. And then as this all gets bolted together, this will get bolted together. But that's because this is a joint that has to be assembled and disassembled for maintenance and stuff, so that can't be welded. But this up here is all going to be one single welded piece, so this one doesn't have, because what this does is this T in here keeps this from getting yanked out or moved around. But here, we don't need that. This is just going to get welded on, and that's going to be there. So there'll be another one over here. So in this case, it's just that one piece right there. And you can see they're all slotted so that they go together with precision, and it's not like they're just being held together intact. They'll be able to push into each other. There's not going to be a tolerance on them. So hopefully they'll fit together. If not, parts are going to have to be grounded down in order to make them fit. But hopefully that won't be necessary, and it'll just kind of be able to be hammered in there and hit in really hard. And then it'll be tight anyway and then welded. So that's the idea. Hopefully it'll be fitting enough that you don't really have to hit it hard in there, but it will be enough that it won't slip out. So there'll be some friction in there. And then same thing with this. This is going to get welded on here. This one right here is clamped down, so this one won't have to be welded. I mean, technically this one won't have to be welded if it was all welded, but it'll probably be welded for stability. This right here won't be welded. This will just come out. As you can see, this one has its tabs going like this, so it can be tightened in there. And then this part's pretty neat over here. This is all 4 of those pieces, so there's a piece in there. There's 2 of them. They're in the same component. Those wrap around and go through there. And then these 3 pieces that stick out come through here, and then that right there gets clamped on but will not be welded in right there. So that gets clamped on but will not be welded in. And then this piece will get bolted to that. So this will all be together, and then this will be able to bolt on outside of that. So we can get all of this joint assembled and then bolt in this top joint up here. So that's how that works right there. So yeah, I'm going to have to think about and play with getting these 2 joints to work. But I'm definitely going to have a quote on this by the end of the week, 100% by the end of the week. Hopefully sooner. Hopefully by like Wednesday. Really, that's what I want. I want to have a quote by this on Wednesday, and then I'd like to be getting it or Thursday. But I'm definitely going to have a quote by the end of the week on this, and so we'll know how much it's going to cost roughly to get this thing water jet cut and start getting that way. And then I'm going to need to redo it once that. So essentially, in order for me to get a quote, I have to have the first working attempt of this right now. So I'm on attempt 2 of just the lumbar. I might have to do attempt 3. Fortunately, I've done the arms once before. I actually found some footage today of
of me making one of my olds. It was actually a rigid exoskeleton 3D printed for one of my very early exoskeleton projects. So I might stick around after this ends, and there'll probably be a little snippet of that in the back of a couple people. I had a bunch of people try it on. So I'm going to probably put that at the end. My sister was wearing it too, so I'll put that in since she was in the video today. It was about her graduating. So stick around toward the end. I do post-credit scenes. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna have to play around with it. So once I have to get this done, and then I have to do this. I haven't done the neck yet, which is also going to be complicated. I think the torso and the pelvis are going to be pretty. I'm not too worried about doing those. Doing the shoulder girdle is going to be intense. Pretty sure I know how I'm going to do it, but that's going to be a challenging part. But then I think once I'm out to the limbs, I think the hand will go pretty quick. And I think the legs will go pretty quick after that, because I'm probably going to do the arms first. And the legs are very similar to the arms, very similar, especially since I'm not really doing the fingers at all. I am going to probably do some 3D printed parts that I'm going to composite after, and then sand and paint to be shiny and match the rest of the suit. And they'll still be strong. And then probably the same thing with the feet. I do need to do the feet, though, ahead of time, because those are important. I have to be able to stand. I just put gloves on to start with and then do the hands later, but I do have to do the feet. So the foot might be a little bit challenging. I've never done that. I'm not going to do the hands yet. I'm not too worried about the arms. And I'm not really too worried about the legs either, because they're essentially just a larger version of the arms. The trickiest thing has been to figure out this lumbar. And then bringing it up to the neck is not going to be easy either. But once I get those two working, I should be able to get the limbs done pretty quick. So like I said, I'm going to get a quote on this by the end of the week. That's definitely going to happen. So I'm going to try to get it done sooner than that, but it's definitely going to happen by the end of the week. So you guys can hold me to that. We'll have a quote on how much this cost, and what that means is that I'll have at least the first draft of the full exoskeleton. So right now, just the lumbar, going to be the entire thing by the end of the week.
And 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Good. Turn around. All right, turn around and walk backwards. Cool. 3, 2, 1, go. That looks pretty good. Go ahead and go back. Same speed.
Go.
Yep.